So we're going to set up a new project in After Effects, and you always have this dialog box. This is going to allow you to open up any previous projects if you're still working on them, or we could just create new. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just go close on this. We already have a brand new sort of interface open up on here, but what we need to do is we need to create a comp. So we could create a new composition. These will be the settings that we're always going to use for school anyways. Is if we hit the custom in the presets bar, we're going to go custom and we're going to go to HDTV 2997. That's what we're going to work with for any of the projects pretty much, unless I tell you different. There will be some opportunities where we're going to do some things that are a little bit different with this. If we were going to do something that had sort of a mobile device, it's obviously going to be a very different sort of composition setting with this. But for everything that we're going to do video-wise, we're going to start with HDTV 1080 2997. That's our frame rate. Here's our duration. Let's just say we're going to do a 10-second project, so we can hit 10 period. We name it whatever we want. We would call this setup master, and just hit OK. So right away we've got our timeline. There's nothing in there, but we also have this viewer. We're seeing that something, as soon as we put an asset in here, this is going to go live for us. So the key to this is that we want to start importing some assets. So the imported assets are going to be whatever we want. So just in this situation, I'm going to right click here, go import file. We will do multiple files, but I'm just going to import it one file at a time. I'm going to just find, let's say we're already bringing in a video that we've done. We're going to use that, and we're going to throw some name keys or something over top of it. Sorry. So I've got a video in here. I need to bring in some audio. I'll find that audio sitting in my proper folder. You want to make sure that everything's laid out really well so that you can get to it. You don't want everything just sitting on your desktop and it's just a scramble to find these things. You want everything to be foldered properly. And then we'll just work with this, okay? So I'm going to take this video layer and I'm going to drop it right into my timeline, and by dropping it right into the timeline here, it's going to make sure that everything's perfectly centered. Obviously, this video is a little bit smaller than what we have. That doesn't matter, okay? We're going to just, it could be any asset that you're bringing in. It could have been an Illustrator file or a Photoshop file or just an image or a picture or whatever it is, but you want to be populating these with your assets. In this case, I'll just scale it up just so that it goes full screen. In this case, it already has audio with it, but I'm going to take our audio and I'm just going to throw this underneath here, and I'm going to hit Command tilde, and what that's going to do is it's going to bring up the audio properties from this, and you can see there's a waveform with it. So basically the only things that we want to look at are, we want to make sure that we're importing into our project window. We could do that either by right clicking, or we could go up to the file menu, and the file menu is going to allow us to import. And we just want to start populating our scenes. As we start getting more and more assets in here, we just want to make sure that we're going to create folders for that. So assets, and in this case it's just assets and audio. And to just finish this up, I will bring in just one Illustrator file too, just so you can see how that works. So I'll take my assets, which is my one video layer, and I'm going to take my audio. I'm going to throw that into the audio folder, and let's import, and I'll go this way for it. Let's go import file. I'm going to bring in an Illustrator file, and this is something that we all have to remember when we're doing this. Any Illustrator object that I've got here, I will take in, yeah, I'll take in that. I want to make sure that right here, where we're seeing footage, when we're bringing these things in, you want to go composition, retain layer sizes. Anything that you have that's going to be layered, if you're building something out of Photoshop where you have multiple layers in it, if you just brought it in as footage, it's just literally going to be a still image of that piece. Whereas if you brought it in as composition, retain layer sizes, it's going to keep a bounding box around each of those elements. It makes it a lot easier for you to move things around, scale them up. You know, your anchor point's going to be in the proper spot. If you did bring it in as just composition, what will happen is it's going to bring everything in at the size of the artboard, and that's going to be your bounding box. So Illustrator Elements or Photoshop, let's go composition, retain layer sizes, highlighted right here. You guys can't see it, I'm right underneath it. You just hit open. Brings it in as its own composition. If we were to double click that, it creates another tab here that's showing us all the different layers that are here, and I'm just going to turn some off. Okay, that's the ground plane. This is the Parliament buildings in this situation, and then this will be the background. Okay, the background, if I turn it off, you'll see that it's transparent, but if I turn it back on, it's a solid background. So that should give you an idea of when you're bringing things in, you want to bring them in as composition crop layers if they're layered, but if they were to be footage, if they were to be you know, just a still image, if it was going to be audio, you're going to bring those in just as footage layers. I hope that helps you get things set up, and we'll move on to the next video. Thanks.